Hello and welcome to sort of an in-between episode for between 9 and 10. Um, this is just a bit of an update to give you some sort of information on how the squad and how the teams and certain players are doing at this point in the game. You'll be able to see from the top right-hand corner here, it is currently January 1st. So I thought it'd be a good point to bring you to let you know how the players are doing and what our thoughts are in terms of the transfer window and what we're going to be doing now between now and the rest of the season. So you'll be able to see from some of the stats on here, the main standout player in terms of goal scoring highest rating is Harry Kane. He's done very, very well for me. I'm quite happy that we managed to keep a hold of him during the summer. I'm not 100% sure at the moment if he's actually wanted by anyone at the moment. Yes, he is. So the normal clubs, Man U and Man City, are interested in him. I won't be selling him because the whole point of the save is that we're meant to be breeding English players and trying to win as much as we can with as many English players as we possibly can. So there's a couple of signings that we've just made, and I'll go into those for you in a bit of detail now. So we've just brought in Damari Gray, as you already know from a previous episode. Now, I'm very happy with this signing. I can't wait to start using him. I'm going to get him involved as much as I possibly can. He's got all of the good attributes to be proper pacey out-and-out winger. May not be the best in terms of strength and things like heading abilities and all that kind of stuff like that, but I really, really want to start, as I said, using him to be an attacking player and an attacking player only. So there's a couple of things, obviously, at the age of 19 in terms of composure, decisions and stuff like that he's going to have to improve on, but that will come as we play more games. Suleiman has just come in from a transfer from Aston Villa, so signed him for quite a high price, actually, £4.5 million, but he's a centre-back who can play also a left-back as well. 17 years old. I'm really looking forward to start using him as well. He's got all of the good, solid base attributes to really become a class centre-half. I had an Aston Villa level last FM game where he really, really impressed me and was one of my main players, but I'm going to be using him a lot in terms of this save now. So what that means in terms of the actual squad itself, I'm either looking at Kevin Weimer or Yang Vertonghen to possibly sell. Now, I know both of them are very good players, but now that we've got another Englishman there, I want to sell these people and gradually start phasing in a lot of English players. So that's the aim. I'll let you know more about that as if we do anything like that for the rest of this, for the rest of the series. But in terms of some of how the squad are doing, Hugo Lloris is obviously our number one goalkeeper at the moment. He's now approaching the age of 29, where some of his stats may start to go down, but we'll find out more as we go along. In terms of our signing, Ben Garrett, he's doing okay. Not amazingly well, but I may potentially try and look to loan him out for a full season if I can. He hasn't improved as much as I thought he would, and his general potential has not gone up as much. But as I said, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Eric Dyer, now he's one that's continually improved massively as the season has gone on. We're still training him up to be a ball-winning midfielder, so those stats, stats will continue to increase. But he's doing very, very well for me at the moment. I can't really complain with some of his performances. He's been doing fantastically well. Brendan Galloway, since he's come in, again, stats are starting to go up. I'm very, very impressed with him. Dele Alli, again, just on the up. We're retraining him to be a box-to-box midfielder, so those stats hopefully will continue to increase. But he's doing very, very well. Again, not really something I could complain at too much. I'm going to be trying to offer him a new contract fairly soon so that he's not tempted to leave. He is wanted by a club at the moment, again, Man City, Man United. But that's just something we've got to face. Harry Winks is a youngster that I'm really, really pleased with. Not in progressing as much as I would have thought, but they were on the beginning, but he's now starting to slow down a bit. But I'll continue to use him as much as I possibly can. Have a look who else we got. Song is an amazing player. It's going to be horrible when we do eventually let him go because he's such a good player, but we'll have to come round to that. I've got a couple of options lined up for when some of these players do go. Although Andros Townsend is an English player, he hasn't performed well for me, to be honest, and he's someone that I may well want to get rid of, but I'm not 100% sure. Andre Dazelle, still 16 years old, is going to get a lot better. He's played quite a few games for me so far this season, but I want to continue to use him as much as possible. Zach Clough's had an amazing season so far. These stats were all sort of like 13s, 12s, 14, so he's progressing very, very nicely and will continue to because the amount of games that we're going to be playing him in. Harry Kane is the main man and his stats continue to go up, but no matter what interest there are, I'm not selling my English players. We've brought 2 in so far. A couple will be going out as well in terms of maybe some other signings, but I am continuing to look at other players in terms of scouting. You see on here, I'm not interested in signing anybody who's above the age of 21 at the moment. I've got a couple of people on sort of standby. John Stones is someone I really, really want to buy, but because I know how good he turns out to be on the game, but I've got to free up some cash to potentially do that, and maybe the sale of Jan Vertonghen might do that. That's the plan anyway. But yeah, as I said, when I come towards it, more towards the time, Nathan Redmond is someone I really admire, and in real life as well. He's a really, really talented player. A tad inconsistent, but he's when he's on it, he's absolutely class. Jack Grealish as well. His stats left leave a lot to be desired in terms of some of the regular attributes, but overall there's a potential there to work at. So yeah, as I said, there's a couple of options, players I'm really, really interested in buying, so we'll have a look at towards it. But yeah, as I said, I thought I'd just give you a bit of an update as to how some of the players are doing in terms of goals. Other than Harry Kane and Zach Clough, some of the goals are kind of spread around. Average rating wise, Zach Clough's the highest with Harry Kane. Clinton, very impressed with him so far. And Dele Alli getting a really, really good rating on there as well. So yeah, so that's pretty much it in terms of today's video. We've obviously made 2 signings, both English, very, very happy with that. The next time you see me will be after the transfer window. So depending on if we can beat Mansfield, there'll be an FA Cup game as well. So there's quite a few games to play, but I'll be showing you the game against Man United, possibly, but depending on who we get in the FA Cup, I may well show you that game as well. But yeah, let me know if you've enjoyed this type of video. There's not too much in terms of stat-wise I've gone through, but just leave me some suggestions down below as to what kind of things you would like to see in terms of the progression of some of the players. If you've liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for the amount of views I've been getting recently, and some support from the FM community has been really, really nice. As I said, if you're one of those people that are watching it, please just spread the word around. That'd be fantastic. But until next time, adios.